Hello, and thank you for joining me for the 21st episode of The Teaching of Isaac. Now, I still have not random 3 characters, the Forgotten, Eden, and Lazarus. I made sure my random number generator is not broken. It's not. Either way, I guess we'll get to them at a later date. The character I've chosen today is Lilith. So the first thing I see here is the curse room. It's better to do a curse room once you actually have a bomb, because I would say like maybe a third of the time there's a stone chest in there. Even if you have no bombs, you could use the red chests that are in that room, and potentially there could be a troll bomb in there or a super troll bomb, and you can try to bait the bombs into the stone chest. But it's better to have a bomb, because that doesn't always happen. So right there is the difficulty of Lilith. It's as I'm trying to circle around to shoot those guys that are coming at me, the incubus is a little bit difficult to control. And sometimes as you're doing tight corners, your guy gets stuck in the rock. But fortunately she does have a little bit of a buffer, and the more you get damaged, the more familiars that start to spawn out. I think the cap is like 4 or 5, and you have to get damaged quite a bit before one gets summoned in. So it's best to wait for a blood donation machine. By the way, I'm going to go back for that tinted rock because I do have a bomb after all. No, you don't. So each type of champion has a chance of dropping something. The green ones right there, they have a chance of dropping a pill. So I want to see if I can get both here. I want to get the tinted rock, but I also want to see if I can reveal the golden poop. This might do it. Okay, well, at least I have an extra bomb. Was that worth it? Probably. We'll see. I want to try to make your bombs count. So if you have a chance to blow up 2 things with 1 bomb, yeah, do it. Okay, so for a big room, that's the best time to use the box of friends, which doubles your familiars. And for rooms like this, you want to keep circling around and attack the lesser enemies, and as you approach the bigger enemies, you can shoot them on your way while you're passing them. Fortunately, this is one of Lilith's strengths. She makes short work of rooms like this. Now imagine this when she has several familiars. It makes her very powerful. By the way, I didn't even explain. For those of you that don't know, that trinket there is a counterfeit penny. And when you pick up any type of coin, you have a 50% chance of getting an extra coin. Same thing goes with dimes. If you find a dime and pick it up, there's a 50% chance you'll get another coin, not another dime. So you'll have 11 coins if you're lucky. This is a great item. It's really great. It absolutely decimates the room, especially if there's a boss. The problem is, Lilith is a character that's mostly reliant on the box of friends. So if I trash this, well, I'm going to lose a big part of what Lilith is. So for these guys right here, the Molabooms, you don't have to just attack them at top speed right when they appear. If you have some wiggle room, get some space, and then blow them up. Now, unfortunately, if your default speed is really low or you don't have much speed period, then you're going to have to shoot them as fast as you possibly can. But if you have like a base speed of 1, then you'll probably be fine. And you can move around a little bit. So this is the monkey paw. It triggers every time you reach a half heart. When you reach a half heart with no soul hearts and no dark hearts, then it drops a dark heart on the floor. It's good as a failsafe. You can also exploit it a little bit. It's better to exploit it if you have a blood donation machine. That way you can get some coins out of the deal. But I could potentially use that curse room and spawn myself some dark hearts. We'll see. Pin is the easiest boss in the game, in my opinion. Just stick to the edges. I'm not even going to use the box of friends. I'm going to save it for next floor in case there's a big room. Never go in the middle. And every time he charges at you, just change sides. And don't underestimate that explosion there. I'm pretty sure it does a full heart of damage. Piece of cake. Alright, I'm actually going to grab this later. And the reason why is because I want to use the monkey paw. Unfortunately, I have no keys for that golden chest there. And there's also a bomb in the room. I think it was covered with urns. Yeah. I should have actually gone here when I had one bomb, since I could have gotten coins out of these urns for free. Since obviously you spin one bomb and you gain a bomb. Okay, so let me show you some of the power of the monkey paw. That's a lot of money. Well, first I'm going to play it safe. Now each time I get damaged, I'm one step closer to getting another familiar. So even if I don't make much of a profit using the monkey paw, it's still going to contribute towards that. So don't walk too far in, but if you stay towards the edge, there you go. I'm at a half heart. A dark heart has spawned. And now the monkey paw shows 2 fingers. Now if you're ever doing something like this, you want to be very careful when you're walking back to a heart. Because if you're not careful, then you could walk into a spike or a pit or something like that. And then your run is over just because you made a careless mistake. Now I gotta do the same thing. I gotta be a little quicker this time though, because I only have 1 heart. If I walk in, I'm pretty much toast. Alright, there's 2 dark hearts. Now, here's the reason why I left behind the extra heart. There's no more hearts on the field to heal myself with. This is why when I said heart, I'm referring to this. The stem cells. Gives you an HP up. So I'm using that as my heart. Alright, one more time. By the way, you may also notice that Lilith's belly is growing. So that kind of gives you an indicator that you've been damaged quite a few times. And 3. So there goes the soul hearts, or the dark hearts. And now I've made, not only have I made a profit, but I've damaged myself quite a bit. So now I'm even closer to getting another familiar. Now this is probably a secret room, but I'm out of bombs. There's nothing else I can do here. For those of you that are returning to the Binding of Isaac, like you've played this game a lot in the past, but then you stopped and now you're back, Crack the Sky from earlier, it used to be terrible. It used to be horrible. Now it's very, very powerful, so don't underestimate it if you've come back from the game before. Alright, so arcades sometimes have a bedroom. They also sometimes have a key beggar. I have no keys, so he's just going to be useless for the moment. I can blow him up, though. I'm choosing not to heal quite yet. I want to see if I can find a blood donation machine on the level somewhere. Or alternatively, if I lose all my hearts to a devil deal, and I go back to the bedroom, I can gain 3 soul hearts from it. So any character without hearts will gain soul hearts from it. Minus the Lost, he has no hearts. Now, I'm not going to pick up this heart quite yet. You also have to think about the possibility of a boss arena. Boss arenas are only open if you have a full heart at the most. If you have more than a full heart, the boss room will not open. That's what a lot of this game is based upon. You have to have, I wouldn't say prior knowledge obviously helps, but you need to anticipate what could happen. You can never anticipate everything. You only get better at it every time you play. This room you can get pretty careless in if you're not well, you see how that spider popped out right there? There's a web right in that spot. So if you stick your face in there, you might not be able to get out in time. Now it would be most ideal for me to put my familiar like right here, but you see how the rocks still get in my way quite a bit. So it's going to be a little bit of a time-consuming process taking these guys out safely, but I don't want to be careless. So this is a smart fly. It works as an orbital, but also if you get damaged, she starts attacking his enemies. Now what's great about Lilith is she doubles all the familiars. This also includes orbitals. By the way, these buttons here, a lot of the times it's just monsters. So make sure you hit them one at a time. And make sure you're prepared to fight monsters. Because if you're weak and you're in a position where a monster could kill you really easily, don't hit the button. It's not worth it. You're going to get hit by a monster. That's pretty unusual to have 30 coins by the second floor. The counterfeit penny's really adding up. It's probably a pretty, I think it's an underrated trinket. Because even if the shop items aren't the greatest, you could, for example, if you find chaos in the shop, then it'll make all shop items in the future be from different pools potentially. So therefore you could find things like devil deals in the shop if you're lucky. Well, let's see what we got. Fantastic item for Lilith. So now my familiars are larger, they deal more damage. There's also a key on sale, so I'll buy that. And lastly, just to play it safe, well, I'm going to save this soul heart in case, for example, I find a Judas's shadow as a devil deal. That way, when I resurrect as him, I can buy that soul heart and I'll have a little bit of extra health with him. Again, you got to be patient with this. I mean, I could just charge in there, but there's a pretty high possibility I could hit. Okay, so no boss arena. And also no blood donation machine. Now, the super secret rooms, they're usually the last room. Let's see if this is the same. Well, the keyword is usually. It could be here as well, but I only have one bomb left. I'd rather save it for something else. But let's go ahead and take care of the boss. I could go back for the hearts, but I'm confident in my ability. I'll be fine. Especially with Lilith, who has the box of friends to make the fight much easier. Now, if your damage is low, it's best to stick around the spider sacks. And the reason behind that is while you're running past them, the Widow will charge at you and land on them and destroy them. Makes it a lot easier. Alright, so I got some speed. Let's see what Devil Deal I get. Now, if I had the school bag, this razor would be a fantastic combination with Lilith. Since she has the Cambion Conception, which is that red thing there, she could stab herself with the razor, not lose any dark hearts or soul hearts, and then that would count towards getting hurt. That's why also there's an item called the Dull Razor, where it stabs yourself without dealing damage, but it counts as a hit technically. Therefore, you can stab yourself and not worry about getting damage, and that'll still get you some familiars. But back to the task at hand here. I'm taking the Mark. It gives me a speed up and a damage up. Also, it gives me a soul heart. Now I'm going back to the shop to buy that extra soul heart there. That's something that a lot of people forget about. They're wondering, why aren't there enough soul hearts for me? Well, you can, if you were to buy a soul heart every level, then it would add up really fast. Alright, this is probably the secret room. See that little pocket there? It's a pretty high chance that it's right here. And you know that the wall's not blocked off there. The wall's not blocked off here. And finally, the wall's not blocked off here. So it's a very high chance, and let's go for it. More buttons. Always got to prepare for a fight. And the last thing I'm going to do, it's a gamble, but what I'm going to do is run into the curse room. And hopefully there's no stone chest, but we'll see. That's interesting. They both have the same champion status. So the more you fight those invisible guys, the more you understand their movements. But either way, just make sure you keep running backwards the whole time. Never double back. Like, for example, don't go like that. Just always stay in a circular pattern. Alright, well, whatever. I'll heal a half heart. It's something, right? And don't bother with key beggars unless you have an absurd amount of keys. So I've spent 99 keys before and he still hasn't paid out his item. But either way, it's a great way to get a bunch of chests. But it's pretty hard to get an opportunity to capitalize on the key beggar just due to the amount of keys required. I mean, just to get him to pay out one chest can sometimes take 6 keys. A lot of curse rooms. I'm going to wait before I go in there. I want to have my box of friends ready. Especially since, as you're in the arena, every time you clear a wave, it charges your item one time. I'm going to try to time this. I want that soul heart. Perfect. I could do the same thing with the key. If I blow up a fly to the left of that rock, it'll form a bridge. It's a little time consuming though. But at the same time, might be good for demonstrative purposes. So we'll see. Let me weaken the other ones. Okay, it's ready to go. I just need to get a fly in position. That wasn't it. The more patient you are in this game, the stronger you will become. But of course, the more patient you are, then you're probably not going to get the boss rush or to fight Hush, because you have to get to either Mom within within 20 minutes, or get to Hush within 30 minutes, or rather the It Lives / Mom's Heart. So if you have a choice, if let's say you're being attacked by those gapers, I think that's what they're called, and you're trapped. Go after the one, bump into the one that's not a champion. The ones that are champions will deal a full heart of health. Generally, regular enemies will deal a half heart, so if you bump into them, it's less painful. However, I think Gapers are the exception to the rule. I think no matter what, they hit you for a full heart of damage. Regardless, if you're trapped and you have to run into one enemy, try to run into the non-champion. Make it into a habit. By the way, those black poops, they stun all enemies in the room, but I didn't really need to do that. It also damages them. A room like that would be a little bit difficult, but right now with the BFFs, I'm really powerful. Okay, there is a possibility there could be a secret room here. It's unlikely, but there's a chance. So there is a tinted rock here, so I'm going to plant it right here and see what happens. Fantastic. It's best to use pills at the end of the level. Once you've explored everything, then start popping some pills. You could get Curse of the Maze, or you could get Amnesia. Okay, more bombs. The Bomber Boy specifically makes your bombs into a cross pattern. By the way, this little guy, he's considered a champion. It's kind of silly. It's more for the lols, as you'd put it. But I'm pretty sure it deals a full heart of damage, so make sure you're still careful. I'll check the shop. Even if I can't afford the item, I can at least potentially buy a soul heart. Now, instead of blindly using pills, thanks to the PhD, it reveals the pills ahead of time. And any negative pills become positive. Neutral pills remain neutral, but all the negative pills are gone. The one makes you larger, just a bigger size, not helpful. I'm Drowsy slows down the entire room. Great for bosses, especially the harder ones like Mega Satan. If you're towards the end, you want to hang on to one of these puppies. Alright, this could be really bad. So I'm popping the box of friends. Now the ones with the red face and no eyes, well, they both have no eyes. Regardless, they blow up. So you want to be careful when destroying them. Again, take your time. I know it can be overwhelming being chased by all these guys, but you don't have to kill them right away. Another thing to watch out for are these flies on the poops. It's easy to get caught up in the situation and then bump into one of them. They will damage you. They're not a neutral fly. Alright, there's 2 more rooms to explore. I'm going to wait though, because my box of friends isn't ready. Okay, cool, there's a battery there also. I can grab that right before the boss or potentially afterwards for the next floor. Perfect. Golden bombs give you infinite bombs. And now with Bomber Boy, this floor is going to be a piece of cake. But don't get careless. It's easy to blow yourself up, just like in the regular Bomberman game. You want to get yourself in a corner and drop a bomb and ruin yourself. Now that was a little risky. As even if I could have ran north, but then I might get blown up by a mushroom, because there is a chance the mushrooms will blow up with a green cloud of smoke. Alright, I'll be back for this. I don't want to, well, My conundrum here is I don't want to use the I Can See Forever pill right now because of the fact that I have infinite bombs. I can look for the super secret room without fear right now. And now this is going to be a piece of cake. Thanks to BFFs, I'm pretty much going to be carried to the end here, just with my two, I guess, incubi. I don't know if there's actually a plural definition for incubus in the dictionary. Regardless, it's going to be a piece of cake. Now, I don't want to pop the telepills yet. There is a chance that if you do that, it could teleport you to the eye mirror room. It's a very small chance, but it is there. It still has not happened during this entire series that I've recorded, but it will eventually. Now, where's that super secret room? Now, I don't want to blow this up because what if a magic mushroom's there? I can't even reach it. Magic mushroom, one of the best items in the game, gives you a stats up nearly across the entire board. It's very rare to find it in a mushroom, though, but the chance is there. Okay, this is probably the super secret room. Probably. I'll get it on the way back. I could just bomb them right now, but I'm going to play it safe. The bombs are pretty erratic, and they cover up like half the room. So I'll just destroy him. There's a health up. Delicious. Let's go find that super secret room. A lot of pills. Now, a way that you can strategically use the telepills, there's a cursed room still. If I run through it, I'm going to lose half a soul heart, and on the way back, I'm going to lose the other half of the soul heart. I would much rather save that if I can. Pheromones that just charms everyone in the room. And what I should have done before fighting the boss, I should have actually killed the shopkeeper first, because it increases your chance for a devil deal. Walking on sunshine makes you temporarily invincible. So here's a way I can capitalize on these pills. Gonna drop this pill. I'll be back for the coin. Start with this, grab the telepills, run through, no damage. You saw that. You could push bombs and kind of guide it a little bit better. You can even shoot them. In fact, if you see a troll bomb, I always shoot them just so that way I can make sure I don't get hit by it. More pills, okay. A lot of I'm drowsy. An explosive diarrhea, that drops a bunch of bombs. You can use that if you don't want to waste bombs. But just to see what happens, will they be synergized with my bomber boy? The answer is yes. I think there's one more telepills on the field. I don't know why I just did that, but I have golden bombs, so it doesn't really matter. Wonder if I could push this out. You normally can't, but the bomber boy explosion is so intense. Maybe there's a possibility. No. Now, you want to be careful dropping bombs in this room with the bomber boy. You could blow up your donation machine and get rid of some of the coins. If you've already unlocked everything like I have, it's not really important. Not too important, because, I mean, I have 995 coins in this. If I was desperate, let's say I'm the keeper or the lost, and I want to get tons of coins. I could use my golden bombs and get as many coins as I want. That's a good thing to do if you haven't unlocked everything. Now, I could have sworn I had another telepills on the field. I want it. I mean, like I said, there is a chance you could teleport to the I Am Error room. And that means that I would... Well, yeah, I could get a good item from it, potentially. There's sometimes a treasure item. Looking for the red one, I think. I guess I don't have any more. Alright, whatever. I'm going to grab the I Can See Forever and get out of here. I could grab the I'm Drowsy, but I'm not near the very end of the game. I don't really need it to be able to fight the bosses. But if your run is terrible and you can barely handle the bosses, then I'm Drowsy is a great item. A great pill. Could also get some more pills by blowing this up. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. Since after all, I do have PhD. Therefore, I can see all my pills. When Verp spits out the last pill you use, I'm going to hang on to it. And if I'm lucky, maybe I'll find a Tears Up pill during this level. Therefore, I can spit it out and get another Tears Up. Now, the best way to get the bomb here is to push a bomb into it. And it'll pop out. But I got to be careful because of my bomber boy. Well, that works too. Didn't really move the bomb much, but at the same time, it destroyed the mushrooms and gave me a path. Same thing here. I'm going to place a bomb right here, destroy all 3 mushrooms, and be able to get the chest. Oh, look, there's another Vert pill, so... Wait, is that the same Vert pill I had from before? No, it's not. Okay. So now if I find a Tears Up, I'm going to get 2 Tears Up. Or 3, actually, because I'll use the 1, and then I'll Verp twice. So we'll see what happens. That's the super magnet. It pulls all enemies in, all items in, as you're attacking. It kind of makes things a little bit harder to manage, so I don't like it too much. But you can use it if you have something that you can't reach, like a pickup you can't reach. I think. Let me just confirm that really fast. So I want to make sure I'm not lying to people. Okay, the tears don't pull them in. Your body pulls them in. Well, the tears still might. Regardless, that's what it's useful for. I would just leave it on the floor until you actually need it. Then just go grab it and walk back to the room. Now these darker colored worms, they're kind of beefy. So that's why I'm popping the box of friends. As long as you stay towards the side, like if you stay in the middle, you're risking yourself getting surrounded by these guys. But if you stick towards the wall, they generally won't pop up near you. Now sometimes, as you saw by that poop bouncing around the other poop, it's good to keep some of the poops on the field if you can use it as a tactical advantage. For example, when fighting, let's say, Gertie Jr., if there's a poop on the field, you can use it and Gertie Jr. will charge at you and then bump into the poop and be flown back. So instead of your face getting hit, Gertie Jr. will bump into the poop. And that could be used as, well, defense. 48-hour energy, great pill. It recharges your item completely, but it also drops 1 or 2 batteries on the field. Okay, 1 more room. By the way, I can destroy the poops now, but 1 more room and I can use the box of friends. But I should still hang around before fighting the boss, because if I blow up a shopkeeper, then I'll have a higher chance of the devil room. Now, those guys on the right, they're going to only be in the pits, so try to stay in the middle in this situation, but as you can see, there wasn't much room to maneuver. The only way I can get this chest is if I have flight. Or if I had, let's say, the book that gives you jump. How to jump is what it's called. You can just jump right into there. So the strength card in my situation, it's going to be most ideal if there's a devil deal. Because I could use it to give myself an extra heart temporarily. But I can use that to steal from the devil. Normally when you use the strength card, you get 1 health and then you get a bunch of stacks. But I like to use it for devil deals because I'll get the heart. Normally the heart would go away once you walk into a different room. But if you have no hearts to lose, then you've pretty much essentially stolen from the devil. So here's my first familiar that I've gained for getting damage enough. And it's a great one. Succubus gives a dark aura around him. Kind of hard to see it because of Curse of Darkness. But that does damage to enemies it passes. And if you're inside the aura, your damage increases. So you see I got plus 260 or 2.60 as long as you're in there. And it increases, the more damage you have, the more damage boost you get by being in there. So it can exponentially grow to crazy amounts. What's in here? So this is a 4-pip die, and that will re-roll all collectibles on the field. I can't go in here yet because I need to have a regular heart or lower. But if I go and get a devil deal, then that could lower my heart to where I can go inside that room. So I'm saving the 4-pip die. If you walk in the middle, it triggers it. And we'll see what happens. That gives me a little more control, though, if there's a bad item. For example, the Angry Fly. Bad item, in my opinion. However, a couple things. Well, I could re-roll it with the 4-pip die. But it's better if I wait until I kill the boss first, because maybe the boss item is not good. But another thing is, I have 1 fly item already. I could grab the Angry Fly, and 3 fly items contributes to the Beelzebub transformation, which gives you flight. It also makes neutral flies turn into blue flies. But the thing is, the odds of me getting the 3rd fly item are kind of low, and I'd rather get something better. By the way, I can go ahead and... Well, this item's great. It's like the portal item. You can spawn 2 portals. But again, I don't want to lose my box of friends. So I'm just going to blow up right here. Re-roll and get a coin. Perfect. So, I no longer have to worry about losing the box of friends. Now that I have the school bag. That means I can hold on to 2 different activatable items. And this is Deep Pockets. It allows you to hold either 2 pills or 2 cards. But I'm poor right now. Alright, I'm going to check out the curse room now. You have to assume that it's going to be something lame. I mean, obviously, I go in the curse room for good items, but you have to expect it to be bad. If you can't handle taking the hit, then it's not worth it. But if you can, then absolutely. Alright, let's go take care of this boss. The Stain's a bullet hell boss, but I'm going to make really short work of him thanks to my double incubi and double succubi. Feels really weird saying that. So this is what I meant by bad boss items. This gives you range up and lock up. I'd rather get something like a tears up or a damage up. So it's a great opportunity for me to re-roll that. Let's see what we get in the devil room. Well, I don't get to steal a devil deal because Krampus is here. So his brimstone can go, well, it's going to turn now. You saw him charge, it'll do a spin move. Oh, that's nasty. It's like, do you want to get hit by the brimstone or do you want to get hit by the orange flame shooting at you? Anyway, that kind of happened really quickly. I didn't really get a chance to properly do commentary on that. But either way, he'll either shoot in a stream up, down, left, and right, or he'll do a stream diagonal. All diagonal directions. So there's a sweet spot in between where you have to stand in order to avoid the brimstone. Because if he doesn't do his charge move, you'll have no idea if he's going to attack either diagonally or straight across. So you just have to assume. So that's why you get yourself in a position where, regardless of what direction it goes in, you'll be able to dodge it. So I'm a little disappointed. I got 2 Verp pills and no good pill to really utilize with it. Although, did I ever use the I Can See Forever pill? I don't think I did. Now the question is, where did I leave it? I think I passed it. I'm going to go back for it. So now any secret room is going to be revealed. I'm going to see if the super secret room's over to the right. No. Plus you saw how there were pits on covering the walls, so there's no way it could have appeared there. These red chests have been really disappointing, I gotta say. But my favorite thing about red chests are 2 things. 1, there's a chance for a guppy item. And 2, it has a chance of teleporting you to the boss, or rather the devil room. Or angel room, depending. Alright, so more pills. More disappointment. PhD is not paying off, that's for sure. I ran out of the room to avoid the spiders. Well, I got my I Can See Forever pill back, but here's the thing. I want to hold on to strength in case I can steal a devil deal for free. Okay, let's re-roll. It's also going to re-roll the deep pockets in the shop. Not what I was looking for. However, thanks to the school bag, I can hold on to it. Interestingly enough, with the school bag, I guess the item I picked up wasn't charged. It's kind of weird. Oh, I guess it didn't re-roll the deep pockets. Well, never mind. I guess that has to be on a pedestal in order for it to be re-rolled in this case. Do I want deep pockets, though? I think I do. Yeah, I'm going to take it. Now I can take the I Can See Forever pill and the strength card. Last thing on the agenda. Well, I'm going to grab the battery. Which one? So I Can See Forever. There we go. Now, I wanted to bomb this to get in, but there's a weird glitch where sometimes it'll just close the door again. Let's see what happens. Not this time. Okay. I think that only happens if you go in the secret room and there's greed. Then if it's attached to the boss room, for some reason it becomes impossible to blow up. Well, that wasn't worth it. So when doing the boss arena, when you're at the caves or the second stage, you gotta be really careful, because there is a chance, now I say this every time, if you've been watching my episode diligently, you probably know what I'm going to say, but there's a chance that it'll be a champion version of the Mega Fatty and the Mega Maw. And they deal a full heart of damage, and they're harder to dodge, so if you can't handle that, don't do it. It's not worth it. Unless you can handle it. You have to anticipate the worst case scenario. If you can't handle the worst case scenario, you avoid it. Alright, well, HP up's better than the alternative. I'm really hoping for an arcade. That's going to give me a chance to really get my familiars going. So I want to just stab myself with the blood donation machine, get a bunch of money, especially that'll help with the counterfeit penny, and then get more familiars. So these guys, they're a newer enemy, and they charge so suddenly. You can't really react to the actual attack. You have to prepare for it. Once you're in line of sight with them, they're going to charge at you. So you have to expect that's going to happen. If you try to react to the actual movement, you're going to get hit. That's like half this game. You have to know what move they're going to do and be dodging ahead of time before it occurs. When you hear the laugh, you know the hands are going to come down, so start circling the perimeter. Don't double back, otherwise you might get hit. And what's great about the succubus there is I don't have to worry about the knights. They just melted them. Normally they block your shots if you hit them in the face. Succubus doesn't care. It's also good for hard to reach enemies. If I couldn't reach him, like if that guy was in the rocks, then he would just melt. So when they fly in the air, you have to move right away. They're always going to land directly where you're at. So once you see any of them fly off the screen, move immediately, right away. I'm just going to pop the I can see forever pill. I could probably find the secret room, but may as well use it, right? It'll save you 2 bombs. Alright, so here's what the notched axe is useful for. You can destroy many rocks. It can also be used to open secret rooms. Now, if you get damaged while you're holding the notched axe, it drops it, though. Not on the floor, but it makes it so it stops using the item. So don't use it to plow through mushrooms, because you're probably just going to get blown up by a mushroom, and it'll cancel the notched axe. I'll hang on to the hangman. Maybe there'll be something that is unreachable unless I have flight. So that's the crooked penny. It's also on sale. It's a double or nothing item. Well, double or 1 penny. There's a 50% chance when you use it that it'll double everything in the room, as in collectibles and pickups, or it'll just destroy everything and give you a penny. I like to use it to steal from the shop for free. In fact, I'm going to buy this, re-roll. Well, I don't like any of these items, really. I mean, I don't like the pills. This will replace all cards with pills and allow you to hold 2 pills. I can already hold 2 items. And as you can see, the pills have been really disappointing. And this right here, this will prevent... Well, it's gonna make doors cost coins, but I'm almost done with doors that are locked because I'm about to reach the womb, so forget it. The deck of cards will turn all, it's the opposite of the pill version. It makes it so you can hold 2 cards and it makes all pills into cards. Maybe not such a bad thing because the pills that are on the field are so terrible, but that's going to nullify PhD for the most part. Let's see what happens, right? Womp womp. But what I can do with the reroll machine, bring him back, and then try it again. I just gotta recharge my item, though. I could also use it in this room and try to double the coins on the field, but there's a chance I could just get 1 coin out of it. So disappointing. These red chests this round have just been horrible. By the way, if I didn't, I could have used the hangman outside of here. If you fly into a curse room, it doesn't damage you. you fly out of a curse room, it does, but not in. So you can save yourself a hit. But I'm going to hang on to the hanged man a little bit longer because, one, I forgot, but two, what I could have done is explore the whole level, confirm that there's nothing to take with the hanged man. But either way, even if there wasn't nothing I could do with if there wasn't anything I could do with the hanged man now, maybe the next level I could. So I don't want to just waste it. So my crooked penny is ready. Double or nothing. Come on. Oh yeah. Now I'm going to cut my losses. I could let it charge again and then use it again and double everything a second time. But it's a 50% chance. It's not great odds. So I'll take you. And I only have so many uses of the crooked coin. So I'm actually going to buy this. Blow this up. And we will go back for it and see what happens. Alright, I gotta blow this up. I have the bomber boys. It's gonna take out most of the skulls. I'm hoping for a devil beggar. That way I could finally use some of my hearts.
Judgment.
Wasn't meant to be. I have two options with him. I could blow him up and increase my devil deal chance. Or I could have him pay out, give him a bunch of my money, and probably get an HP up. Oh, that was a silly mistake. I was trying to take out that guy before getting brimstone, but I totally forgot about the one on the other side. Now I'm still missing the super secret room, I think. Alright, well let's take out the boss first and we'll go from there. Right, the super secret room could be a little bit further ahead. For some reason earlier I thought that the room on the right was actually the boss room. So this is great. I was hoping for a damage up. I mean, looking at my items here, the only damage up I have, technically, is the mark. But the BFFs, that gives me a damage up without actually showing the number. Just because it boosts your familiar damage, but familiar is all I can use. I could re-roll this, but... Decisions. Could also, if I really want to risk it, use the crooked penny on it next room. It's a syringe. Syringes are always good. I'm just going to take it. Unless, of course, it's experimental treatment. That's the yellow syringe. Take that one at your own risk. It'll give you a random assortment of stat ups and stat downs. If you're super lucky, it'll give all stat ups, but sometimes it could be bad news. And now I have max speed. 2 is the cap. Alright, there's a charge key over there. I can get there by blowing up the rocks here. And thankfully, I have bomber boys, so it costs me only 1 bomb to blow up both rocks and form a bridge. So I'm going to wait before grabbing that. That way I can recharge my items once they're empty. Come on, tinted, or yeah, give me the small rock. Nope, not this time. Okay, thanks to my really fast speed, I just walked right into that key door. Remember what I said about being patient? Yeah, if you're patient, you're going to get a lot more and make less mistakes. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the shop again. and we're going to see if I can steal more items. Okay, fine. I'll give you money. So the thing is, even if I blow them up, I'm not guaranteed a devil room. So I may as well get an item out of it. Lucky Foot gives you a luck up, but it also makes, for example, the fortune teller machine have a 50% chance of giving you an item. Well, not, okay, let me try again. It increases your odds of a fortune telling machine giving you an item, and it makes the shell game have a 50% chance of giving you an item. Okay, there we go. More doubles. And now all pills are going to turn into cards. So if I leave the room and come back... Alright, Card Against Humanity. It's a great one. Let me also show you how the ventricle razor works. Like I said earlier, it's portal. You can put this anywhere. What I like to do with it is find a blood donation machine, and you can set two like this. Every time you go in the portal, for a split second, you're immortal. So you can just go like this. Stab. 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 And you just keep doing that until the machine blows up and you don't even get hurt. Okay, I don't want to gamble on the smelter. I want to use it. So I'm just going to buy it. And I also want to use a Card Against Humanity. It causes poop to appear in every single square of the room, so you want to be careful using it. You don't get trapped. I'm actually going to save the Card Against Humanity. I want to look for a bigger room. The bigger the room, the more poop's going to appear, the more rewards you'll get. So the very last thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to drop my stuff. By the way, the smelter consumes your trinket and it makes it a part of you. So it's not shown anymore. There's no way to look at it, but I know it's there. I'm going to hang on to the razor in hopes of getting to show you how the blood donation machine works with it. I think I demonstrated it enough, but regardless, we'll see if I get one down the road. Now what I'm also going to do, well, two things. One, I'm going to buy this soul heart. Give me the razor back. And two, Ace of Hearts converts all pickups into hearts. There's a chance it could even be a soul heart or a dark heart or even an eternal heart. So this is a great time to use it. Even if there's regular hearts in the field, it could turn that into a soul heart. Well, what a shame. I'm going to go back for that key afterwards. And that way, for the next floor, my box of friends will be charged. So there's not much to say about these girls because of the fact that I'm so strong right now. Alright, so we got a damage up and a shot speed up. And we have a devil deal. Now I mentioned earlier you can use the strength card to steal a devil item. Here's the thing though. It's not going to work in my case unless I'm totally out of hearts. Because it'll remember. If I use the strength card and then grab this, then I'll walk out of the room. It's going to steal one heart from me. So it'll remember in that case. But if you're totally out of hearts, then that's when you can use the strength card to steal one. So the razor is a good way to save yourself a little bit of time. So I'm going to grab this key. I'm pretty sure it'll charge my secondary item. No, it didn't. Okay. So you see how I grabbed the charge key? It should have charged my item, but it looks like it only charges the item that's selected. Therefore, if you're going to grab a battery or a charged key, make sure the item you want charged is selected. Now, if you have a secondary item and you clear a room, however, after the room's cleared, your secondary item still is going to gain a charge. So you won't have to worry about swapping in that scenario, but if you grab a battery or a charged key, you do have to worry about it. Chariot just gives you immortality for a little bit, but I'd rather hold on to the strength card and the card against humanity. By the way, I forgot I was going to use this to save myself time, but I forgot. That's one thing you can do. You can also use the ventricle razor to, for example, if you use it in the room before and you walk into a room that you know is a dead end, you can get yourself out of it. So for example, let's say I plant a portal there, walk in this room, oh no, help! You get yourself out of there. That's also helpful if you're in a room, if you've run into a room that's insanely difficult and you know you can't handle it. But bear in mind, if the boss is beyond that room, you have no choice but to pass it. Be careful of doing that during a boss fight, by the way. You could be fighting the boss for a while, he's almost dead, then walk into your portal by accident, and you gotta start the whole fight over again. Alright, these are some good cards. I'm going to use Judgment in hopes to get a Devil Beggar.
Judgment.
Give me the Devil Beggar, come on! And I'll use the Two of Clubs at the end of the floor. That way the more bombs I have, the more benefit I'll gain from it, since it doubles your current bombs. If you have 0 bombs, it gives you 2 bombs. Okay, this is finally a chance for me to demonstrate the power of this razor. As you can see, I can keep doing that and it's not costing me any health. But I'm Lilith. I want to take damage if I have a chance to without losing my Dark Hearts and Soul Hearts. So I'm going to just manually stab myself in hopes of getting some more familiars. And then at the very end, once I've removed all hearts on the field, if this blood donation machine is still alive, then I'll go back and I'll exploit it. And since I've stabbed myself, the boss room is now open. Brown chest, whoop-de-freaking-do. By the way, you can also use the razor to take the boss item. Voila. Just bear in mind, though, you don't get the payout at the very end. Because normally when you clear a room, you get an item. Oh, if you're lucky, at least. You get like a pickup or a chest or something like that. But it can really save yourself some time when you do things like that and steal it. You could even do that in the boss rush. Maybe you don't want to fight all the bosses, because maybe you got to the boss rush and you're barely alive, but you want to take an item. That's an option. Speaking of an option, you can also use this for the curse room. These curse rooms have just been horrendous for me. Now, I don't know if you just saw that, but the Super Troll Bomb spawned. I used the flame to prevent the Super Troll Bomb from reaching me. It's kind of hard trying to shoot them when you have a incubus. It's kind of hard to control. Then again, I also have maximum speed, but regardless, I was able to use the flame to block the Super Troll Bomb from reaching me. There you go. You can avoid the damage. That'd be very helpful if there was a Devil Beggar in that room. That way, instead of having to pass by every time you pick up some extra hearts, you can just teleport to him. So Super Greed, you pretty much have to dodge in between. His spread fire is so big that it's really hard to get to the side. Oh, how cute. Look at that little knight. The Two of Hearts, it doubles your current hearts. As in, it's not going to give you an extra heart container, it's just going to fill your empty ones. If I use it now, I'm only going to gain half a heart. So it's better if I wait for some hearts to drop before I use it. So this is technically not an Ayamera room. Sure, the Ayamera room guy is here, but this is just a rare closet room. Closets are referred to the really tiny rooms like this one. I'm going to use this to just hit the buttons, but I got to be careful because monsters are probably going to spawn. In fact, just to be on the safe side. By the way, I can't just use the razor and walk out of the room and come back in. They'll be waiting for me if I do that. Oh. This takes me to the womb, by the way. I gotta be careful. Just like the shopkeepers, you can blow them up. And now I got a 2.5% chance increase for a double room. Don't get careless with these guys. You can either bait them if you have a slow speed, or if you have a super fast speed, you can just run right through like I did. Now, curving shots, it's a little bit more important with Lilith, since it's a little bit harder to aim with her. So you want to definitely try to move your character to try to manipulate where the tear goes. Okay, we got the blank card. Fantastic item, especially helpful in my situation due to the fact that I have nothing but cards. So first things first, gonna buy you. Gonna see what you are. Ace of Clubs makes all pickups in the bombs. But let's go ahead and buy the blank card here. Now what I'm gonna do with it, well, I want to use it with the Two of Hearts. Problem is, every time I swap, see right now it's the Two of Clubs and the blank card. If I want to swap to the Two of Hearts, it also swaps out my school bag item. So I tried double tapping really quick to see if it would switch, but it's not. So an option is just to drop your cards, swap to the blank card, and try to pick up the Two of Hearts. Well, unfortunately that was a Two of Clubs, so I gotta try again. Okay, there we go. Was there a heart in the shop? If there is, I'm going to buy it. There's a soul heart. Alright, well, I'm not sure what the deal is with the... Oh, here we go again. Same problem. Don't mind me, just having issues here. Come on. Bad Two of Clubs. Bad. Alright, just gonna pop this. Feels a little bit wasteful. Right, I do have the... I have the card against humanity. I could use this to poop in multiple rooms. It's a very time-consuming process, however, and I'm an hour into this video, so I'm not going to do that. If I was patient, I could have my incubus, or rather my succubus, destroy them just by having it walk over him. Alright, well let's go ahead and pop this now. Now what I'm hoping for is the petrified poop. If I get a petrified poop, I can destroy the rest of the poops, and they have a much higher chance of dropping either a coin or a heart. The more hearts I can find, the more I'll be able to stab myself on the donation machine. Finally. Okay, I cleared out most of the poop, but the petrified poop finally dropped. Now to clear the rest. Alright, finally done. I did get one eternal heart out of it, so that's pretty cool. This is rubber cement. And it gives you bouncing tears, bounces off the walls. This is more beneficial with the more range that you have, because the more range you have, the longer the tiers are going to stay on the field. Okay, now to save us some time, there's a lot of hearts here. What I could do is stab myself 3 times at the donation machine and painstakingly run my way back and forth. I don't have to worry about that right now. So I just need to set one here. While I'm at it, I may as well also buy the remainder of what's in the shop, because I have way too much money. Speaking of money, I may as well go ahead and give this guy all my cash. I recommend having at least a bare minimum of 15 cents before you start gambling on him. He could take more than that. 20 is a more ideal number, but you could probably get away with 15. 2 of diamonds doubles my coin amount. It's a glorious combination with the blank card. However, I can't really spend my money that much. I'm running out of things to buy it with. That 2 of diamonds? My goodness, I'm going to have so much cash. It's ridiculous. Alright, so I don't want to do the exploit where I get stabbed for no damage. I want to get more familiars. That's alright. That's okay with me. Now here's the plan. I'm going to eventually become maxed out on money, because I have the 2 of diamonds multiple times. So thanks to more of the power of editing, I'm going to use this slot machine until I get the flies, the pretty flies. I need 2 of them to have max orbitals. Although I did forget something. I need to go back for the 2 of diamonds card. That way, since I'm at 50 coins, now is the most ideal time to use it. I could just use the blank card on it and not spin the 2 of diamonds, but there's 2 of them. I'm going to be absolutely ripped on cash here.
2 of diamonds.
I guess rip's kind of a weird word to use since that's for muscles, but whatever. I may as well have money running through my veins at this point. Well, that didn't last very long. Okay, now to really capitalize on Lilith. I got the IV bag here, so I'm going to get all my familiars pretty much. Now I also spawn extra money because of the fact that I have PhD. Now I spawned a bum, the dark bum specifically. He converts hearts into soul hearts. It's an amazing item. But I don't want him to do that because I want to stab myself as much as humanly possible. So I'm going to have to race the bum. Alright, I think it did pretty good. There is also an eternal heart there on the field, but I don't really care about hearts anymore. And the reason why is because I have so many dark hearts and soul hearts. Now I have a dark bum. He's going to give me even more soul hearts. So, screw it. I don't want it. I don't need it. If I can stab myself again, get rid of it. Sometimes it takes priority. The rules are kind of weird, but the general rule is if you have an eternal heart, don't use a donation machine because you could lose your eternal heart potentially. I think that only applies if you happen to have more than half a heart of health. So with enough careful planning, you can still take the eternal heart and use a donation machine but instead of focusing on a formula, just grab the heart later. So let's get rid of these coins. I don't need them. Ace of Clubs converts all pickups into bombs. And now I'm maxed on bombs, pretty much. There is also a 2 of Clubs somewhere. Somewhere in this mess I've created. But I don't even need it. Look, I'm capped on bombs. So all I'm missing now are keys. Alright, so I'm in a pretty good position here. I'm not going to dilly-dally anymore. I'm going to go ahead and head straight for the boss. What do we have here? A sacrifice room, huh? I could. Problem is, I've consumed every heart that I've seen. And I'll be left with pretty much nothing if I start trying to stab myself on the blood donation machine. Or the sacrifice machine. Speaking of blood donation machine, here it is. Here's another. Now, here's the thing. I can't stab myself anymore due to the fact that I'm out of hearts. But what I can do... I've definitely spent a lot of time on this level. Regardless, I'm looking for the razor. The ventricle razor. I think I left it back in the arcade. Sure did. So I can go ahead and capitalize on this. Since I have no hearts, I can just do the immortality trick until it blows up. And there you have it. Now, this would normally be beneficial because it gives you an HP up. It heals all your hearts. And then it also gives you a speed up. But my speed's capped. I got HP up. I don't need any more health, really. But I do want to show you one last thing. I'm going to stab myself one final time here. And show you that the eternal heart will be removed. Maybe this isn't the most exciting episode, since I've just been scrambling around on this floor for a long time. But nonetheless, there's a lot of good information here, I think. You saw that? Eternal heart is now gone. And one more time, gonna gamble all my money away in hopes of getting Pretty Fly. Uh-oh. Ah. That didn't last long. I could have shot it away, but I don't even think... I think because of rubber cement, I think it would bounce off the bomb. I'd have to push it away, but it was inside the machine. It wouldn't have ended well, but that's how it played out. I'm going to say goodbye. Although I can stab myself once again now that I have hearts. It's pretty easy for me to lose track of my items here. Well, so much for that. Okay. The IV bag is back at the arcade. So here I go. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 2 of hearts. 1, 2, 3. Using it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Finally, I think it's time to leave. I did get a demon baby out of it. Probably one of my least favorite familiars because you have to be in close range for it to actually attack foes. It's good early on, but that's about it. Pop the box of friends and say goodbye to Mom. Ow! Gotta watch out for the shadow. There's so much stuff on the field here that I didn't even see it. And I'm going to take the harder path due to the fact that I'm in a pretty good situation. Speaking of good situation, troll bombs. No. So dark matter gives you damage and fear tears. Death touch gives you piercing tears and extra damage. It also slows down your tear rate a little bit. Now with the bouncing tears, I don't think it's going to even pierce. But nonetheless, it's still a decent damage boost, even without the piercing, so I took it. Yeah, that was pretty funny. That's a little bit of a challenge with Lilith. I'm trying to run backwards while attacking my enemy, but the incubus is forward and was actually shooting past the enemies. I also wasn't paying attention. These guys were sucking me in as I was attacking. So the more familiars you have on the field, the harder it is to pay attention and see what's going on. Another thing you got to keep into account. But I'm not saying just don't pick up familiars. You should still pick them up. Wow, suddenly things have changed. I'm not as in a good position anymore with my health.
Temperance.
Now, if you want to get this, you could run in there, but that's so risky. Better off just bombing it. Okay, finally I can utilize my cash. So remember how I kept asking for a devil beggar? Now I'm asking for a regular beggar. I bet I know what's going to happen. Yeah, exactly. I get the opposite of what I want. That's how it works. Pop this battery.
Judgment.
You gotta be kidding me. Alright, I got the box of friends ready, but I want to be able to steal a devil deal. I'm going to clear one more room, therefore my blank card will be charged, and therefore I can potentially take that devil deal. So now I have no health. How things have changed. Okay, I've actually never seen this before, but I'm assuming there's a very small chance that you'll get some makeup, which is actually a mom's eyeshadow. So now there's a chance that my enemies will be charmed. But never seen that, played over 1,000 hours, nearly 2,000, and never seen it. To be fair though, that station there, that makeup station, hasn't always been in the game. It's something that was added on later on. You gotta watch out for those big guys right there. For that exact reason. You saw how I got hit. Now I thought if I had the blank card as my secondary, that it would charge. Is it not charging? It is. Okay, it's just taking a long time. Alright, so it's time for me to fight the boss and hopefully get to steal a devil deal. And due to my carelessness, I'm actually in danger. No devil deal for me. Now something I could do, I could grab this. Sure, I have flight. But if let's see, if I swap to my other item, do I get to keep the horse? I do. I do. But I really don't want to lose the blank card. If I get the Hierophant card, I could save myself and get a bunch of soul hearts. Plus I can keep using Judgment until I get a regular beggar and start getting a bunch of HP ups. Alright, so I'm swapping to the blank card. I want to grab Judgment. Pop you. Okay, finally. I gotta be careful though. I could be an idiot and run right into those devil beggars and they could just destroy me. Ironically, I'm hoping for an HP up now because all the hearts, well, they've been really rare now. Thank you. Right, there's all these extra batteries on the field now. So I'm going to grab you. Just give myself a shortcut. I got 99 bombs, I may as well. You may be wondering why I'm grouping them up. If I have some type of item I can use to make myself immortal for a second, I can run into all three of them really fast and start gambling quickly without having to lose a heart every single time I get stabbed. So if I run into three of them really quickly, it's only going to remove one heart as opposed to three.
Judgment.
The box. No, I don't need any more bombs, please. And I don't know if you saw that, but instead of giving me a heart, a soul heart, he gave me a spider that almost tried to attack me. Okay, the lovers, perfect. This will save me. Because every time I use it, I get 2 hearts that drop on the floor, and the devil beggar, or the dark bum rather, will go ahead and convert them. So now I'm going to clear the rest of this level. That way I can charge up my blank card more, and therefore be able to use the lovers more. I'm not making much of a profit here, unfortunately, on health. Come on, give me a soul heart. Thank you. There's a battery there, but I have 3 charges until I charge my blank card, so I'm going to charge it up and then use the levers. That way I can capitalize on that battery. And as you can see, there is a slight chance he'll give you a dark heart instead of a soul heart, which is great.
The lovers.
What a jerk. So that trinket right there, whenever you use a item like a card or a pill, there's a chance it'll drop another one on the floor for you to use. Not helpful in my situation, however, due to the fact that I'm capitalizing on the blank card. Okay, now we're talking. This is what I meant by keeping those devil beggars. Algiz makes you immortal. Temporarily, but it does last quite a long time. That's all I need, though. Just go as fast as you can. Make sure you bump into all of them as often as possible. Since after all, Algiz lasts a long time, but not forever. Okay. I'm happy with the robes here, since it gives you 3 dark hearts and a bunch of damage. And I'm moderately happy with the virus, because I have 1 syringe already. 3 syringe items transforms you into the sponge transformation. And finally, the missing page 2, when you have no hearts and you get damage, it'll damage everyone in the room. It also gives me a dark heart. And just like that, my health is back up to where I want it. So the last thing I'm going to do, I don't need to worry about exploring the rest of the floor, because I'm in a good situation once again. By the way, the purple heart makes more champions appear. Push pin gives you piercing every so often. And the paperclip lets you open up chests for free, even if they're locked. Costs no keys. Right, so I got Algiz and I got Judgment. That's what I want. But I also want my box of friends. I don't really want to lose Flight, but again, box of friends makes the room much easier. But so does Algiz. That makes it pretty much a cakewalk. But, sorry Flight, I gotta keep my box of friends. And thanks to the beggar from before, I know exactly, well, which way not to go, at least. The exit could be at the very top. Well, it can't be at the very top. You see how the very top room is a skinny room? It's a closet. The boss is not going to fit there because I know it's going to be It Lives, since it's the womb too. The second floor of the womb or utero is always going to be It Lives / Mom's heart. And therefore she needs a regular sized room in order for her to function. So I know it's not the top. Although it could technically be right before the closet, but it's unlikely because it's so close. Okay, yet another arcade. I've been pretty lucky on those. But I'm in a really good position now. But then again, being patient results in extra orbital flies, hopefully. 3rd time's a charm. Well, at least I got 1 pretty fly this time, at least. So for this room, just follow them in a train. You could just kind of run in and run out, but that requires a really fast speed. And time to capitalize on these blood donation machines, because once again, I have no money.
Algiz.
Alright, all those HP ups there, and I still don't really have a reason to take them. It'd actually be more beneficial at this point for me to have no hearts. Since I picked up the missing page, every time I get damage and I have no hearts, it'll damage everyone in the room. I also picked up the negative earlier from the mom fight, and that will also damage everyone in the room. So it'll be double damage pretty much. I'll get the negative to trigger and the missing page to trigger. The white ones, if there's multiple enemies that are killable, the white ones are immortal until you destroy the rest of his friends. But the other guys there were already immortal, so that's why I was able to kill them immediately. And yet another Eternal Heart. What I'm going to do now is pop the Judgment, and I'm going to bomb him. I really want a Devil Deal here. I have a pretty good chance. First thing you want to do in this boss fight is take out those eyeballs. They're going to laser beam you really quickly. So you got to take care of them fast. Alright, there's my Devil Deal. A little disappointing. The first item is Duality. And that lets an angel room and a devil room spawn simultaneously. However, you can only go in one. But there's no more Devil Deals. I'm done. This is the last floor that spawns Devil Rooms and Angel Rooms. And Brother Bobby, brother disappointment. But at the very least, I can get rid of my final heart here. See, just Brother Bobby just shoots a little bullet every time. All right, let's get out of here. I chose the negative from before, so I need to head for Shale. So my guess is that the exit is to the south. At this point, I'm just going to power through it. I mean, I've been kind of... Oops, I went the wrong way. But regardless, it's time to go. I'm at 1 hour and 30 minutes now. Lilith runs, I've noticed, tend to take me longer, just because it's harder to aim with Lilith. But she sure does make short work out of bosses. Now, if you've already unlocked everything, there's technically no reason to go to Shale and the Dark Chest. You could just stick with the Polaroid the whole time, and that'd be fine. Because the Polaroid is a better item since it gives you a temporary immortality shield. But also, with it, you can go to the chest, which has 4 treasures at the very beginning. But I do it for the challenge, and because of the fact... Well, you could also do it if you want to do a rerun, or a loop, a victory lap rather. Alright, so gonna pop the box of friends. I could do Alges, but I want to at least dodge just to show you this fight a little bit if I can. If you stand in front of him, you can also bait him to do a Brimstone. That way you can kind of give yourself a little bit of leeway from all the bullets he shoots on the sides. But due to my power here, there isn't much of a fight. Finally, something out of a red chest that's helpful. Although I need 3 Guppy items to transform into Guppy, and that's my first. At this point, I'm looking for the Emperor card just so I can get to the end really quick. Nope, but there is the Hierophant card. So I want that just because that can help me live. Living is good.
Judge.
And let's get rid of the Judgment. they're going to give me 2 HP up items probably. So I'm going to use the Perthrow rune and get rid of it. The Perthrow runes re-roll any treasure items that are in the room. HP up. No! Okay, I saved him. Alright, and the blue map lets you see where the secret room and the super secret room is. That's alright, I'm going to re-roll it. I could recharge my item and then re-roll it as many times as I want with the blank card. But, again, I've overstayed my welcome. Not a fan of the bum. He takes all my money. Crystal Ball reveals the entire map. Shows me where the boss is as well. E. coli, you bump into an enemy, they turn into poop. Kitty Beam, it sucks. It charms all enemies in the room, by the way. Deadeye, fantastic item. Every time you... Well, it's kind of broken a little bit. It's supposed to be every time that you miss, your damage restarts. But every time you hit an enemy, it increases up to a cap. But the reality is, it tends to stick around. The damage sticks around even when you miss sometimes. So it's pretty powerful. Although it appears to not be working for me. Maybe it has something to do with the bouncing tiers. Looks like I have a non-synergy here. Leprosy, every time you get damaged, it will spawn a random body part to protect me. Mom's Bra fears all enemies, or rather freezes them. Getting 3 Mom items also transforms you into Mom, which makes you have a little knife that follows you. There's only one thing I'm missing. That's tears. My tear rate's at 13. That's slow. Unicorn Stump, temporary invincibility, has a 1 charge, so you can use it every single room. It doesn't actually deal damage when you walk into enemies, though. I could also be using the blank card every time on the Hierophant and get some blue hearts on the field. But, I'm doing alright. That does shoots out rocks and then also farts on your foes. You could even use it to open secret rooms, but it's kind of hard. It's going to hurt, whatever, I'll do it. Number 2, it spawns poop when you hold the attack button long enough. It essentially gives you infinite bombs as well, and it synergizes with the Bomber Boy. Gotta be very careful though, it's really easy to forget about it. I had a video where I kept blowing myself up several times. Oh, Detonator lets you put as many bombs down as you want, and you can trigger it, and it'll blow up. Unfortunately, it's really hard to try to swap over to the item that you're looking for, thanks to the school bag, but just makes things take a little bit longer, that's all. Just what I needed. More bombs. Gives you 99. But I'm already at 95, so not very helpful in my case. Normally I'd be very happy to see it. Thanks to Leprosy and all my orbitals, I was able to block that shot. And this gives you tears up, also knockback tears. It's actually a minus tier delay, so you can go to 4 tiers or below with it, potentially. Alright, and lastly, say goodbye to the lamp. This is the power of the blank card. You know what you're doing. The blank card is absolutely amazing. Alright, and that's it guys for episode 21. If you've made it this far, I commend you. I understand that was pretty time consuming, but I still hope that you learned quite a bit. And we'll see if I get a new character at some point. I'm still randoming the same ones. Still missing poor Lazarus, the Forgotten, and Eden. They won't be forgotten forever, however. If this YouTube series has taught you anything, please hit the like button. And if you hit subscribe, it'll encourage me to make more episodes. I will see you on episode 22.